Hey guys, this is Formula One Bet, and my name is Noah Mosley, and thank you so much for watching. And in this video, we will be recapping the Bahrain Grand Prix. I'll be giving you my thoughts of the whole entire race weekend, and also we'll be taking a look at my bets to see if I was able to win any money, and hopefully we'll be recapping to see if you were able to win any money. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Alright, so my thoughts looking at qualifying are coming out of Q1. Alpine looked a lot worse than what we had originally anticipated. I knew their car wasn't going to be on the level of, Aston Martin, McLaren, Mercedes, but I didn't think that they were going to be towards the back of the grid. And, that's what we saw this weekend, especially coming out of Q1 being 19th and 20th. Just goes to show the struggles that they are having there in Alpine, and I just don't see them, having a great season all around. Coming out of Q2, there wasn't any, big surprises. I had expected Yuki and Daniel to kind of end up in Q2. I didn't think that they would make it out of, Q2 into Q3. Probably the biggest surprise going into Q3 was Nico Hulkenberg putting the Haas, which is considered one of the worst cars on the grid, especially coming out of preseason testing, and he was able to still pull a one-lap quali pace, to get him into Q3, which is very significant. However, that race pace definitely speaks other terms regarding Haas's performance. But with that being said, qualifying was pretty exhilarating all around. I gave you my predictions going into who I thought would take pole position. I was glad to see that Oscar made it into Q3. He definitely didn't have the pace that Lando had of the weekend, but still, him only being his second season in, and especially with how bad they did in qualifying last year, is pretty telling of his performance. I was pretty impressed. Next was Carlos Sainz, and he looked pretty impressive throughout the entire weekend. Didn't have any mistakes, and for the most part, the Ferrari looked pretty reliable. And I thought, Carlos with his back against the wall, not having a seat, it was pretty impressive to see him, still not falter, still put the Ferrari where it's supposed to go. So that was impressive. And Charles, I think he had the pace in the car. He definitely had the pace in the car to, obtain pole. Just slight problems here or there. Or, others will say the pace of the Red Bull is just unmatched. All right, what I went ahead and I put my bet on for qualifying was for Charles Leclerc to win pole position, and unfortunately, it did not hit, as Charles Leclerc ended up in P2. He put up a strong performance. The Ferrari was the next best car right behind Red Bull. I just believe Max Verstappen matched with the RB20 is just an unbeatable combination as of right now. Capping the race now, I think we can all agree that that race was an absolute snoozer. There really wasn't much action that had occurred. Looking at the start of the race into turn one, we saw Lance Stroll get spun around. And really the only other action that we saw throughout the remainder of the race was Logan Sargent yeeting it off the track. However, he was able to, pull himself back onto the track, and we didn't see any other issues, from that point on. And so we saw some overtaking in the middle and the back of the grid, but no overtakes for the lead of the race. And unfortunately, it's not that exciting when everybody's racing for second. It just kind of takes out that entertainment aspect, but I will say we have to appreciate the dominance that, Max Verstappen is, that this is the pinnacle of motorsport, and he is making this look like a junior Formula Elite. So who I went ahead and put my bet on to win the Bahrain Grand Prix was Checo Perez. And I know what people will say, why didn't you take your own advice? Going with the best bet for Max Verstappen. I was going after positive odds, just trying to win some money. I'm not here to win several pennies. I want to win. And so I went for Sergio, and I think he had a great race. That's exactly where the Red Bull should be week after week. The pace is strong, and with the shaky season that he had last year, I thought it was great to see him, bounce back. And he has done this in, seasons prior where he typically will start strong. And so I think it was a good performance by Checo. That's all I have, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done so, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Looking ahead, we have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this week. The race is on Saturday again, so looking to have the predictions video between Wednesday and Thursday, and I know that you guys know that this video isn't nearly as edited as all of the previous videos, but just trying to get this content out to you as soon as possible, and look for the predictions video, so hopefully we can get our bets placed and money put in the right spots leading into the weekend. So just wanted to give you guys that update. Thank you again for watching, and happy racing.